wasn't really sure how to start what I wanted to say today. It's Christmas Day, and yesterday was Christmas Eve, obviously. And in my family's tradition, as in common European traditions, Christmas Eve is often celebrated with a family gathering and dinner, and then gift exchange at midnight, which is what we did last night. And this year I opted not to participate in the gift exchange component, as I've been pursuing more and more simplifying my life. One of the things that I did not want to be a part of my life is just to continue accumulating stuff for the sake of having more stuff and new toys and just expressing love through, things. It's boring. It's beyond boring to me at this point. And if anyone even who I was spending Christmas with yesterday actually sees this is not to come off in an offensive way. It's not my intention. But what I observed in my experience last night of watching people give each other gifts and exchange, there was, first off, leading up to that, there was so much hectic and chaos that I see in people just to try and find the ideal gift for a person, and all the stress that goes into thinking about the right thing, and then running around malls and driving through busy streets. It's just watching my own mother, like the toll that it has on a person who makes this such a fantastical big deal is absolutely insane in my view. But then in the actual exchanging itself of gifting, people, the people that I observed doing this, there was such a, can't even find the right words for this. There is this programmed superficiality that I don't think is even consciously recognized by these people, by people in general. For example, someone gets a piece of an article of clothing, and so somebody says, "Oh, if you don't like it, you can just go exchange it. Different size, different color." It's like it highlights this doing things just for the sake of doing the thing. So where's really the love behind it? It's just doing it out of habitual programming. And recently I came across something by one of the podcasts by Sevan he does a show called The Keymaker, and I tuned into just some of his stuff, and he brought up some interesting aspects about the really deep-rooted origins of Christmas and the symbology behind it all. And I haven't integrated the material that he conveyed enough to be able to really relay it here. Maybe I'll just put a link to it with the video. But he was highlighting the aspects of how folklore has been perpetuated throughout the ages, so as to keep these stories that people continue to tell and continue to act upon as a way to perpetuate the same kind of thinking that people continue to exude. And Christmas is one of these examples. I would even say that it's been continuously more bastardized throughout the ages as it becomes more and more material. Losing sight completely of where it came from, even beyond the Christian understanding of it and the symbology of baby Jesus and Santa Claus and all that stuff. Like there's this rich history to it, but it was actually quite demonic, some of the stuff that was kind of being brought up by in Sevan's podcast, and at the crux of it was that element of the lore being the part of the programming that entraps and enslaves people. And when I was experiencing last night, watching others around me do what they did, was an exact exemplification of what he's talking about. People living out day-to-day life, obscured from the actual meaning behind the rituals that they perform, thinking that they're doing one thing when in reality they're not. They're just acting out a program. And it was quite triggering for me to be present in the whole, throughout the whole evening, because, well, I put it this way, it reminded me a lot of the quote that Morpheus says in The Matrix, that those who are so reliant on the system will give their lives to protect it. And that's what I confronted yesterday. I'm broadening hugely my vantage point of how the world functions and what I can do in my part in it. And then when I see other people that simply continue to maintain the program and don't even care at all that they are slaves to the economic system as it exists today. And it's one thing to be asleep to it, but then to defend it entirely it really rubs me the wrong way, and it triggered me yesterday. So anyway, subsequently, this year is the first year that I did not participate in any Christmas related things, no buying of gifts, no exchanging, no preparation of any kind, no sending out postcards, no Merry Christmas text messages to friends, like none of that. It's continuously I am finding myself wanting to expose more and more of the layers of the program in the matrix that we live in. Because I'm tired of being a slave, and a slave to my mind, which has been indoctrinated throughout my whole life. And as I go through the process of undoing all that programming, it's begun to trigger a lot of things in my body, me feeling a lot more of the pain in my body. So it's a reconnection between the emotional body and the mental body. That's what I'm processing through right now. And it's very confrontational when I walk out into the real world and see the exact kind of thing that is what I am working to release in my life. And I'm just figuring out how to navigate through all of this, through reclaiming sovereignty and leading up to pretty much creating a clean slate for myself, so that I can create my own rituals, create my own meaning in life, not that which has been shown to me that is of value. It certainly isn't money. I don't get up any single day of my life now to go and work for anyone. I don't plan on being wrapped up in a job again. Like anything that I do is gonna have to really be aligned with the person that I want to become. And it can be quite hard to be really honest all the time with myself and with others. And then when anything that I might want to do does involve actually connecting into the mainstream and society and the structures the infrastructure that exists, where's that balance going to be of how much do you play with the devil to turn that system in on itself? I don't know. I'm figuring it out. All I know is that 2016 is going to be, I think, a huge year, because 2015 felt like it was a complete turning inward and figuring out who the hell I am and where I'm going, in lieu of everything that I've experienced to date, and figuring out what my aspirations really are for tomorrow. Yeah, the not knowing can really be a heavy feeling, and I'm hoping to engage more with that so that I can lighten up. And the only way that I'm pretty sure that's going to happen is by looking deeply at all the things that trigger me and what my body's speaking to me on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's where the answers really lie, because there's only so much that I can find from looking outside. At what point does it take to hit a wall and realize that all along what I really needed to do was just check in here and go inward, meditate on that, sit with that, feel that, integrate that, and then feel the courage to go out into the world and take more inspired action. Rather than taking action because I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't do certain things. Anyway, there's just so much in my head, and I can't even find congruence right now in trying to communicate myself. I just felt I wanted to get something out. And so I'm going to leave it there. So I don't wish a Merry Christmas to anyone, but I do wish a Merry Day to everyone, every day of the year. Because every day is the same. It's the meaning that you ascribe to it that's going to dictate what you get out of that day. We don't need to wait around for anyone to assign value to things for us. That's what's gotten us into the big problems we have in the world today, is by outsourcing everything and our power to everyone else to allow them to make rules for us and decide what's the value. It's time to take our power back.